Today's topic is...
Understanding blue, both the color psychology and the practical application.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Waypan. I'm Cal.
And I'm Sunny. Today, we're diving into blue, the world's favorite color, and one of the most misunderstood, because in miniature painting and design more broadly, every color carries meaning whether you realize it or not.
Some meanings are baked into our biology, others are shaped by culture, but all of them tell a story.
Blue is often seen as calm, dependable, and trustworthy, but it can also feel cold, distant, and let's be honest, a bit smug.
It's everywhere. Corporate logos, sci-fi tech, military uniforms, angelic glows. It's the default for trust, dependability, and stability.
You might be sending a message you never meant to.
So whether you're a returning student or teacher or a humble hobbyist,
we're breaking this video into two parts. First, color psychology, what blue means across biology and culture.
Then, how to actually use it. Practical, powerful, and with purpose, whether you're painting ultramarines or Ideneth Deepkin.
Let's get out of the dumps and stop feeling blue.
Color psychology.
Color psychology is shaped by two forces, biology and culture.
Biologically, it slows the heart rate, lowers arousal, and creates a sense of distance or calm.
But culturally, it can symbolize trust, wisdom, divinity, and even authority.
A blue suit, blue tiles, a blue screen before bedtime. All of these have very different meanings and affects.
So when talking about color psychology, we're really asking two questions. How does your body react when it sees blue? And what has your culture taught you to believe about it?
The issue with this is that sometimes these two are so intertwined that it becomes a chicken and an egg problem.
That's why we split this in two. First, the biological side. Then we'll get into the cultural meanings.
Biological. Before we dive into the biological responses to blue, first let us take a look at some of the interesting facts surrounding blue. With plants, fewer than 10% of the 300,000 known flowering species produce blue.
Even rarer, it being produced in animals. Most animals do not create any pigment that has blue in it. Instead, they create structural coloration. That means the way that light reflects off it in microscopic structures creates the effect of it looking blue, not actually being blue.
Even blue food is rare. Blueberries, actually blackish purple. Blue corn, more violet grey. There's no vivid blue meat, grain, or fat.
No calorie-dense food is naturally blue, and when blue does show up, it usually comes from anthocyanins, unstable water-soluble pigments found in low-calorie berries.
That's why some scientists think that blue was a late evolutionary development in humans. The ability to see it clearly may have come later than you expected.
Even Homer, in his famous Odyssey, called the sea wine dark. Blue is always the last piece of language to be added when it comes to colors with linguistic development.
Which is odd that it has such a visceral effect on us. Blue light reduces heart rate and blood pressure. It's linked to emotional and physical coolness.
It also messes with your sleep. Blue light suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone, which is why midnight doom scrolling is such a terrible idea.
It is also one of the shortest visible wavelengths, 450 to 495 nanometers, making it feel far away, distant, ethereal.
As we mentioned, blue is extremely rare in nature. But why is this important? Because it might change the most important function when it comes to biology, mate selection.
Blue is extremely hard to produce as a color, so when it is produced within an animal, it indicates how healthy it is.
And because it's never associated with food, it actually suppresses appetite. Seriously, blue tablecloths, diet hack.
Sunny, it's not a diet hack.
Diet hack.
Let's move on. Cultural.
In the West, blue symbolizes trust and authority. Think police uniforms, Navy officers, corporate branding, and the Zoza, An African culture awarded to people who have demonstrated exceptional bravery or service.
Adams and Osgood studied 23 cultures and found that across the board, blue was consistently tied to trust, competence, and power.
And not just earthly authority, in medieval Christianity, the Virgin Mary was often depicted in blue. It came to represent purity and divine grace.
In fact, this link to the divine might be so stable across cultures, it may as well be considered biological. Islamic art also connects blue with the divine. Those stunning blue tiles in mosques, they're believed to ward off evil and reflect the infinite nature of Allah.
We find a very similar pattern within Eastern cultures. In the Chinese language and culture, blue often symbolizes immortality and spirituality. In folklore and art, it's associated with the heavens and the divine.
Blue dye is even mentioned in the Torah. It's associated with divinity and the heavens, reminding us of God's commandments and presence.
This is also true in Hinduism and perhaps connects China to India. Gods like Krishna and Vishnu are often portrayed with blue skin. The blue color symbolizes their divine nature and their association with the infinite and the cosmic.
African cultures connect it with the divine as well. The Berber culture connects it to the ability to ward off evil spirits.
But blue isn't just spiritual, it's soulful, it's sorrowful. It's the blues, sadness, depression, lament. The blues is the sound of pain turned into power through music.
And then there's corporate blue. Safe, sober, professional, market tested. Every second tech startup wants to be trustworthy, so they go with blue. However, their associations with blue ironically makes them less trustworthy.
Gendered blue is another twist. Boys' toys, blue suits, the blue aisle, it's all built on traditions of military authority and masculine stability.
But not everywhere. In Russian, there's no singular word for blue. They split it into two. Goluboy, light blue, and sini, dark blue.
And goluboy has double meanings. It's also slang for insulting someone's lack of masculinity. So much for blue being strictly masculine. It's the same for their pink color, rozovy, in reverse. However, this may just be the Russian perception of light colors being weak.
So, even though we can see some difference across cultures, we can also see some similarities, particularly around spirituality and authority.
But with all of these meanings from different cultures and the biological reactions, we have made a quick cheat sheet for helping you remember what blue's associated with.
Here are blue's associations, positive and negative traits. Color profile.
Dependable, stable, cool, competent, and communication. Positive traits.
Loyal, honest, attentive, confident, trustworthy. Negative traits.
Sensitive, self-deprecating, stubborn, depression, cold.
Practical application.
Let's start with the basics.
Hue is,
The color of the color,
saturation is,
how vibrant the color is,
and values are.
how light or dark the color is by adding black or white.
The hex code for blue is?
#0000FF.
And blue is used in two of the major color wheels, RYB, red, yellow, blue, and RGB, red, green, blue.
The RYB color wheel is the traditional artist color wheel, and the RGB color wheel is how we see light as humans. Before we move on to its uses, we're going to use 3D art as our canvas to show how it interacts.
And that's what our channel is primarily about. Now, we usually break down colors in 3 ways, and you may have guessed that at the start.
From desaturated to saturated, the color adding black and white to change its values, and then with its analogous scheme.
Sunny, what do you mean by analogous?
When talking about analogous, I am talking about how an analogous color scheme uses colors next to each other on the color wheel.
In other words, how we use hue, saturation, and values for your painting with blue.
Just wait, Cal, there is one more thing we need to discuss when it comes to blue.
Absolutes. When it comes to painting, there are 2 absolutes.
Black and white. Though we call them colors, technically they are shades. Black and white aren't colors because they lack hue. Black is the absence of light, white is all light combined.
Have you ever noticed how Games Workshop often edge highlights black armor with blue?
And it's not just Games Workshop. Disney, Marvel, DC, and so many other comics use black to edge highlight.
Here's a great example. Take a look at Mulan compared to Jasmine, with the brown tone of Mulan giving her a more earthy appearance.
But when you want your black to look sharper, more crisp, and ironically, more black, you highlight with blue.
So, with black, that's your absolute. You can't shade from black. You can only highlight. But with white, it's the exact opposite. You can only shade.
To give white a crisp and clean white, instead of using creams or neutral grays, instead use blue-infused grays, and it gives a much more crisp and clean look.
This is probably due to the fact that we associate browns with dirtiness, and creams share a family with browns.
That's the quiet magic of blue.
Analogous. Unlike red, blue pairs incredibly well with its analogous colors.
When it comes to shades, you can push all the way into the purples rather than just indigos.
But when it comes to highlights, only push as far as the teals. If you push all the way into the greens, it will look off.
This creates a very mesmerizing set of colors for blue, creating a high depth, high saturation set of tones. It is also important to note that colors will read differently depending on how much of the shadow, midtone, and highlight is dominating the triad.
I think I may have ruined it a little by adding the pigment powder to incorporate her into the environment.
Maybe, but what this is great for is magic and enchanted looking blues. These blues have a very intense saturation and contrast, giving it an almost color shifted look and giving it a feeling of whimsy.
Values. Let's look at a basic triad. Start with a primary blue, then desaturate it with black and white.
Add black, you get a deep, moody blue-gray. Add white, and you've got a crisp, light blue.
This natural feeling palette lets other colors pop against it. Perfect if you want blue to be your backdrop, not your spotlight.
And it sets a more serious or humble tone, less look at me and more trust me.
This is where you're going to find most of your navy blues.
Also, blue is very unlike red. We don't have specific color names for light blues, like pink. So it won't feel like with red, where when you lighten it, it turns into a different color. It will always still feel blue.
Saturation.
To keep that true blue vibrancy, keep your most saturated blue as your ultimate highlight. This will make it feel as if this is the true color of the blue and everything else is it just being shadowed.
To do this, you can do it in two ways. Get a deep blue, a mid blue, and then your highest blue.
Or you can desaturate with both an analogous color and black.
Green or purple will do fine here. Because you are adding black, it will give you a lot more options.
Then you simply mix your highest blue with this mix to make your midtone.
That's your royal blue playbook. Perfect for characters with presence, kings, high-tech elites, and the kind of people who command attention without raising their voices. Contrast,
Composition,
and control.
or
How to use blue. Because blue isn't a domineering color, nor does it demand attention, it can dominate a color scheme without overwhelming it.
You can use big patches of blue in a composition, unlike red, which screams for attention.
But when you start pairing it with triads of blue, dark, mid, and light, with analogous triads like teal and violet,
They'll compete hard, so break them up with buffers.
these can be neutrals that give your eye a break and help establish flow.
You can also break it up with complementary colors like red or orange. Just remember, blue won't fight for dominance the way red does. It's more subtle.
So, instead of worrying about hierarchy, think about contrast. That's your real balancing act with blue.
Blue is a phenomenal shadow color. It's cool, it's calming, it's precise.
But there's a catch. Sometimes color psychology and color composition won't agree.
What looks right might mean something else. What feels harmonious might send a mixed message.
So you need to decide, are you painting for meaning or painting for beauty?
If you're lucky or a little clever, you can do both.
But there's one thing you can do to get out of the blues and become a better painter.
Oh, and what's that?
Keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
Don't you mean ice, ice baby?
What?
Yeah, 'cause blue?
No, I was using the blues, I was attempting to romance you. Never mind. My attempts at romance are wasted with you.
Ice, ice baby. Din 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 din.
Dung dung.